The riders rolled away from Mansfield for the start of stage 4 of the OVO Energy Tour of Britain. 164.7 kilometres awaited. And right from the gun, Mikhail Kwiatkowski, Laurence Deplus and Hayden McCormick of One Pro Cycling tried to go clear. But it was an ominous sight. The world champion really set the cat amongst the pigeons in the peloton. They did not want to let Mikhail Kwiatkowski go clear. Quite soon after, a small breakaway group of 5 riders managed to get off the front. Jacob Scott of Post, a Chain Reaction, Ali Slater of JLT Condor, 2 Madison Genesis riders, Alex Blaine and Richard Hanley with Mark McNally of Wanty Group Gobert. James Loseley-Williams and Brian Lewis countered and were sitting in the gap, only to be disqualified by the race commissaires for attacking up the pavement. It's something that we see riders fined for, but probably the first time that we have seen riders taken out of the race while it's in motion for riding on the pavement. The 2 riders were informed by the race officials, and sadly for both Brian Lewis of the Silence team and James Loseley-Williams of Bike Channel Canyon, they would take no part in the race. On to the first iceberg sprint of the day. Mark McNally, who started today with 5 points in the competition, took the first sprint ahead of Alistair Slater, whose teammate Graham Briggs leads in that competition, with Alex Blaine in 3rd. The riders raced through the town of Tom Simpson with the memorial to the former world champion and his rainbow jerseys. The first British world champion, the first rider to wear the yellow jersey in the Tour de France. Team Sky working hard on the front of the peloton as they try to control affairs for Elia Viviani. Sprint 2, Mark McNally managing to take the 2nd sprint of the day, moving him up the classification. Moved on to the only Skoda King of the Mountains point of the day. Jacob Scott of Post Chain Reaction had gone into the stage on 2nd place, 22 points. And the win at the top would give him the Skoda jersey. On to the final iceberg sprint of the day in Collingham Village. And a change at the front as the breakaway started to clear. Mark McNally managed to take the sprint. Within 10 kilometers from the finish, the breakaway group was still holding an advantage. And the question now, with a gap just over a minute within 10K to go, could they hang on to the finish? But the combined might of the sprinters teams, it would be agonizingly close for the breakaway of the day. And with Alex Blaine on the front digging deep for Madison Genesis, the junction was finally made. And the lead out started. Caleb Ewan was sat in 2nd wheel in the green jersey, but it would be Quick Step Floors, the team of Fernando Gaviria, that would come through to the front. Big turns by Denek Stibar, who would hand over to Max Rakesi before they tried to deliver their sprinter Gaviria to the line. Gaviria came off the wheel of Rakesi. Elia Viviani, Alexander Kristoff and Dylan Groenewegen challenged, but in the throw to the line, the stage went to Fernando Gaviria. Great overhead shots. Gaviria takes off in the sprint. Viviani pushing close to the wheel. And yet again, it came down to the final lunge, with the Colombian getting his 2nd stage victory in his Tour of Britain career after taking the win in Blythe in 2015. And in the lunge to the line, there you have it. Gaviria from Viviani, Dylan Groenewegen and Alexander Kristoff battling it out for the 3rd spot on the podium. Congratulations all round for the stage winner. But stage 4 into Newark-on-Trent goes to Fernando Gaviria. Elia Viviani of Team Sky retained the green jersey, taking it back from Caleb Ewan of Orica Scott. top 10 on the stage. Gaviria from Viviani, Christoph, Groenewegen and Banischek getting up there. Pascal on Tanfield, Wouters, Mass and Pollitt are your top 10. In the general classification, they're level on time, but Elia Viviani regains the green jersey. Ewan in second, Gaviria in third. Boasson Hagen looking strong in fourth.